Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or much good depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Happy weekend. Today is Afo Market. I bring you this update. Fear, tension in Southeast after APA's 5-day ultimatum to the federal government. Now, there are palpable fear, tension, even anxiety mounts in the Southeast region after Mazi Simon Ekpa's announcement. Yes, that's the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. He has issued a 5-day warning, or ultimatum if you like, to the federal government. To do what? To release the leader of the IPOB they have detained unjustly and illegally. Alright? And so he's saying, these 5 days is a window for the federal government to release Mazi Kano, or else they will face severe civil disobedience. Yes, he said this particular civil disobedience will not be as usual. So it will be tough for the government, not for the people. Say it will be tough for the government because this one will target the economy. Yes, not just the economy, but and the government as well. Said it will be the one that will delegitimize the government because it will be full-scale sit at home. That's what he's saying. It will delegitimize the government. And so that statement has been causing ripples, even in the hierarchy of the army, the troops of the contraption. There have been tension and fear in that regard. All right, let me quote part of the statement of the Biafran Prime Minister of the government in exile. Quote, the Biafran Liberation Army is preparing to execute a significant operation in those regions at any moment now. We may not issue an announcement next time since we have already shared this information publicly. This disclosure has dissuaded the terrorist army from acting, despite their continued attempts to plan an invasion and destruction of our Imo State communities. They have refrained from doing so due to our efforts in informing the civilians in those areas. Their plans were thwarted on 2 occasions. Thus, in the future, we may forego announcing such operations to ensure that they meet their fate unexpectedly. Therefore, if you are located in the Ngobala areas, we exercise heightened security awareness, as we may not provide advance notice next time. The Nigerian terrorist army and the Islamic Caliphate had intended to bombard Imo State today, but our alert to the public resulted in their inaction. While the Biafra Liberation Army was prepared to counter them, they failed to appear. Our intention in making this announcement is to safeguard Biafra citizens, ensuring that civilians take cover and precaution. Whenever we make these announcements, the terrorist army tends not to show up. Consequently, we may alter our tactics. Residents of those areas are advised to remain vigilant about security. The Biafra Liberation Army will soon secure those regions without prior notice. When intelligence reaches us, we might handle the situation internally and conclusively address the criminals and terrorists. In the days ahead, we will unveil the next stage of our civil disobedience. It is important to understand that the civil disobedience is yielding desired results. The 2-week sit-at-home protest and Monday's shutdowns are producing significant outcomes. Tonight, we are granting the Nigerian terrorist state 5 days to release Mazi Kano. If he is not released within this period, we will announce our next civil disobedience, which will not only target the economy but also the government. This will mark the start of the full-force delegitimization of the government through civil disobedience. Unquote. Let me stop quoting here. Yes, I just quoted part of the statement, not full. So, now this is what Mazi Simon Ekpa said. Yes, that he will start, the government in exile will start the full delegitimization of the present government by the full-scale sit-at-home if the governments refuse to release Mazi Kano within the stipulated time given to them, the ultimatum, 5 days ultimatum. Okay? And so he said, look, that the Liberation Army, they have been equipped to safeguard the people. To safeguard the people. That's what Mazi Simon is saying. Said to safeguard the people, said that the terrorist army, the Nigerian terrorist army, they are trying to cause confusion and commotion in the hinterlands, in the forests, in the southeast region. So they said the Liberation Army is moving there to stop them from invading communities. That's what they're saying in essence. So they will not allow them to invade communities any longer. So there are locations where they are staying and they are causing problems there. So they are going there to make sure that they leave from that locations, and from now onward they will not be announcing the actions or exercises, because once they announce the exercise, these troops that have come to Southeast to occupy and cause genocide will do what? They will flee from that location and change their location. So from now onwards, or from the moment he's making the statement, say, look, they will not be making announcements of their plans, okay? But he has given people caution, so they'll be cautious about security. So what we are seeing is this: we have seen the tension. It is real. It is happening since that statement that was released by Mazi Simon Ekpa. There have been tension and fears in the southeast. Of course, some residents are apprehensive about the possible outcome of this whole thing after the expiration of this ultimatum, which I think this is the second day of that ultimatum. Yes. So that is it. But what he is saying in essence is this: say the people of the southeast do not panic. All right? Those who should panic are the Nigerian terrorist army, according to Mazi Simon Ekpa. That there are people that should panic, that the president should not panic, but they should remain security conscious. That's what he's trying to say to the people of the zone. So people should not come and cause confusion or create fears into you, because the troops, the Liberation Army, they are not against the people, they are not against the residents of the area. They are actually targeting those people who have come to the southeast to occupy, because people are making agitation for freedom. That's all. And those troops have come to occupy, and they cause confusion and tension as we're speaking. Look, when you see their armored tanks moving, you see how people will be running away. The troops are supposed to protect the people in normal circumstances. If people are seeing them, they will say, they are coming, and they embrace them. But this one, they will start running. Once the people sight the military van coming, they will start running away, try to find somewhere to hide, because they know their stock in trade is to intimidate, harass, and kill people at will. We have talked, Amnesty International is talking about forceful disappearances. And these things are happening in the southeast hinterlands. Who are causing these forceful disappearances? The state actors, those who say they are state actors, namely the police, DSS, the army, the Air Force, the Navy, they are causing these forceful disappearances by abducting citizens in their homes, and nobody will have any trace of them any longer. They will remain incommunicado. That is what is happening. All right. So the Prime Minister is saying, look, no fears, no anxiety, no tension for residents of this southeast, but they are going all out against government